Code signing is a well-known security best practice to establish the authenticity of software applications and updates and maintain their integrity. It provides a guarantee that the code has not been altered or modified once it was released. And now just code signing is a DevOps-ready software solution for cryptographic code signing and subsequent application control. In this demo, we are going to see the end-to-end code signing process using August code signing solution. To start with, we'll have a look at the various code signing user profiles. First one is solution admin. So responsible for administration of the solution to add new business unit, view user, their role, change their business unit, create new certificate, revoke certificate, and renew certificates. Then we have product owner, which is an approver profile. A product owner can add build users, view project level informations and statistics, view dashboard and report related to projects and signing. Then we have build user. Build users are the actual users who use the code signing solution to perform the code signing action. They configure the build machine, create projects, use certificate-based authentication for all machine-to-machine call, do the build machine authentication and certificate management, and execute code signing command using CLI component. Coming to the application overview, we have our August code signing has two major components. First one is the front-end application, which helps in creating approval hierarchy, organize and create audit trail of the code signing event. So using the front-end application, build user first will create a project in the UI to start or to basically submit the code signing files or executable against that project. Then it will go to the product owner for approval. Product owner, once it is approved from product owner, it will go back to the build user, or build user will get an update on that. Then build user will generate a key pair for machine authentication. This is for the build machine authentication, just to make sure that the code signing requests are reaching to the server only from a designated or authenticated build machine. Then build user will upload that key to the UI from the UI to the server. This is basically mapping this build machine key to the server. These are not the code signing keys. These are used only for the build machine authentication. Till here, it's a one-time job. Once done, build user need not to go back to the UI, and they can run as many code signing jobs as they want for this particular project. The second component is the CLI or command line interface, which basically helps in enabling the malware scanning and doing the application signing. So this is again used by build user. Build user will initiate the signing using the CLI or command line interface. Build user will input the file, signing type, project UID. Then CLI will validate the input parameter, will sign the request with the build machine private key. This is the key which we have generated here. Then invoke the server API to start the code signing thread and submit the file for signing. And after that, the file will reach to the code signing server. Code signing server will again validate and authenticate the incoming signing request, will orchestrate the malware scan and subsequent signing. And after signing, we'll update the audit event and send these files back to the CLI. CLI will download the file on completion and it will exit. Now we will see these sequence of event in action. So this is the build user dashboard. I have logged in as a build user here. So I'm just going to create a project just the way I have explained in the previous slide. You can see various projects created by this user listed here on the project management tab. We'll create a project. So for creating a project, I'm just going to insert the required details like name. So I'm giving a project name followed by the project type. You can see the various supported project type here: Windows, Docker, Android, iOS, so on and so forth. I'm going to select a Windows project type. since I'm going to sign a Windows file. Then the product name, which is mapped to the business unit. I'm using OJS internal, and the certificate which are available for Windows project. I'm selecting OJS Cybersecurity certificate and requesting a project creation. You can see a success message here. Now product owner need to approve this request. We will go to the product owner or log in as a product owner to the dashboard. This is the product owner dashboard. So you can see a lot more options here like project, request, user, certificate, and report. We'll go to the request. On the request also you can see certificate creation, request, certificate renewal, certificate revocation, project creation, and mock scan request. I'm going to select a project creation request and we'll check the status of the request which we have just created. You can see it is listed here, the product name, certificate, requested date, requested by, all the details can be verified. Just going to approve it. So once it is approved, again we are getting the success message. Now we will go back to the build user dashboard on the UI. Here is our build user dashboard and we are just going to check the status of the project. So you can see project name, a GUID is generated, project status is active, but key status is public key not available. So I'm just going to generate a public key against this project GUID, which is the unique identity for the project which we have created. So I'm going to generate a key pair here for build machine authentication. And in this case, that build machine is my own laptop because I'm running the job from my laptops. So I'm just going to generate the key using the CLI, for which I will invoke the batch script which comes along with our CLI download. So I'm running the command prompt from the folder where my batch script resides. I'm invoking the batch script, giving the keygen command, the GUID or the project GUID. So you can see that it is generating a public private key for build machine authentication. Now these are not the signing key, these are only to validate my machine. And you can see it is saved on the .keys folder. So we are just going to check the folder. So this is the folder which comes with our CLI download. So here is the folder structure you get once you basically unzip the CLI installation folder, and here you get a keys folder as well. So on the keys you can see so many keys listed here which I have generated on my laptop. All we are going to search for is the project GUID for which we have submitted the request just now. So you can see a folder is created with the same name. A public key, a private key, and a public key XML is generated. I am going to map this public key XML to the code signing server from the UI. I am just going to use an action add key. We'll browse the XML file and map it to the server. So we'll navigate to the folder where it is generated and saved, which is the keys folder on our CLI folder structure. Just add key. So the key status is also ready and project status is active. We can start the code signing for this project now. So we are again going to use the CLI and to do the code signing, I'm going to use an unsigned file for the Windows project. I'm going to use a test file. You can see it's an application file. And to sign a file using a CodeSign, you just need to use a single line command, which I've just updated here. So I'm just updating the project GUID to the latest project GUID which we have created. So I'm again invoking the batch file, giving the sign command, the project GUID, the input file path of the file which I want to sign. In this case, it is test.exe, and output folder location where I want my signed file to be downloaded. So this is my input file, the test.exe. We'll look at the properties. You can see it's an application file and there is no tab called as digital signature. So it's an unsigned file. Now I'll go and check the signed folder. So this folder is currently empty and our signed file is going to get downloaded here. So now I'm going to invoke this command. So once invoked, you can see that it is displaying the log location. It is uploading the files to the file bucket. And once the files are uploaded, you'll get the success message. So files are being uploaded successfully. The input file path and the current status is CodeSign initiated. Now you can see the current status is updated to CodeSign and it is downloading the file. And the download is completed. Is the end of the process. Now we'll go back to the signed folder to check the status. You can see signed file is downloaded here. We'll look at the properties. A digital signature tab is now available. You can see the name of the signer, which is August Networks in this case, digest algorithm, timestamp. We will look at the details. Shows the details of the digital signature along with the timestamp. So this is the end-to-end process of one single file signing using the August code signing solution, which is very easy to use and very user-friendly. That's all for today's demo. Thank you.